Hi everyone, my name is Nate Scott and I'm an Assistant Director for Career Development here at Oregon State University. I mainly work with College of Forestry students, but also serve students campus-wide, especially those who are interested in the environment and life sciences. I often work with the other assistant directors in colleges such as College of Science, College of Agricultural Science, and CEOs to all help the career development of those interested in our public lands. As you may know, federal hiring has gone through a myriad of changes in the past year. For much of 2025, there was either a partial or full hiring freeze on several federal agencies, especially those in the public lands. While hiring is picking back up as of the recording of this video in March 2026, the process is still slow and employment opportunities are still quite limited. As someone who works mainly in forestry, I know that many of our students were interested in agencies such as the Bureau of Land Management, the National Park Service, and the Forest Service. To help our students who are interested in working and serving our public lands but are struggling to find employment opportunities, we here at the Career Center have created the Private Federal Contractors Report. Many companies or private contractors work with federal agencies to complete projects when the scale or scope of a project is too large for any one agency to complete by itself. We did some research to compile the top companies that contract with federal agencies that revolve around public lands and the environment. The environment and public lands still need a lot of attention and care. And while there's been a reduction in the federal workforce and the hiring process is still pretty limited, somebody has to do that work to ensure that our public lands are taken care of. Here at the Career Center, we anticipated that a lot of the responsibilities traditionally given to federal agencies may go, at least temporarily, to those private companies and contractors who worked with federal agencies. So we compiled the Private Federal Contractors Report just to give our students an idea of the different companies and organizations out there that may be able to do some of the work they're looking forward to in protecting our public lands and the environment. This document is quite large and can be a little confusing, so we wanted to make this short video just to go through the document to give you an outline of what it is and how to use it most effectively. Before taking a look and diving into this document to give you some help and make things a bit more digestible, we did want to disclose that artificial intelligence was used in the process of creating this document. We used it to help us gather data and information of all the different companies that are out there and the different agencies that they contracted with. We used it just to help us make this process a bit simpler and easier on us so that we could compile this document for our students. But we understand that some people may feel different ways about artificial intelligence and did want to disclose what we were doing. On the document itself, we actually outlined how we used artificial intelligence and the ways in which we tried to make things ethical and safe for consumption. If you have any additional questions about that, feel free to reach out to us or anyone at the Career Center, and we'll be happy to give you a more detailed report on it. But with all that out the way, let's take a look at the document. So, as you can see here, here's our Private Federal Contractors Report. We completed this report on February 16th, 2026, so about a month ago as the recording of this video. We give a little blurb about why we did this, and that's kind of what I explained earlier in this video. And then also we talked about the different agencies in which we decided to compile our data from. You can see the list of agencies down here, and we'll get into that a bit later on. As I mentioned earlier, we did use artificial intelligence in the creation of this document, and specifically we used Gemini Pro 3 Deep Thinking to outline this report. If you'd like to see the specific prompt we used, you can see that here. And if you would like to see some of our guidance at the Career Development Center for how we use AI and how we suggest you as a student use AI moving forward, you can also check that out here as well. As you may know, anytime you use large language models or different AI programs, there's a possibility for mistakes. We did our best to catch the mistakes in this report by having multiple humans actually take a look at all the data that was compiled by Gemini for this project. We make note anytime we found a mistake throughout the document and the different drop-down boxes, and we'll get into that a bit later as well. So if, for instance, we scroll down here, and let's say you're interested in the National Park Service. Click this drop-down arrow here, and we can pull up all the data we have on the National Park Service. We give a little blurb about what the National Park Service is and does, and the different reasons why a contractor might work with them. You can find all the contractors here on the leftmost column. We actually name who they are. Then we talk about their primary work, so the things they actually do and complete, and the reasons why they will be contracting with the National Park Service. We also give a couple of their key locations, whether that be headquarters or regional headquarters. And also we try to list out a career page, where at the time of this report, which was in February, the number of current openings they had, as well as a link to their actual career page as well. Finally, on this rightmost column, we gave the colleges that we thought aligned most well with the work that this contractor does. But of course, any college can be of interest. If we go to this career portal page here, we can actually click on this link, and it'll take you to the career page of the different contractors that we have listed. Scrolling down, you can click View All Jobs, and here you can find all the jobs, whether they be internships, part-time work, or full-time, for SWCA. One thing to note about SWCA is that they actually have an office locally here in Corvallis on 9th Street. So if you are a Corvallis-based student, I definitely recommend going up to their office and trying to see if you can give a chat with one of the people that are there. Coming back to this page, let's take a look at a different federal agency as well. So click that drop arrow again to move everything up to make things a bit neater. And let's take the Environmental Protection Agency, for example. Clicking here, again, we give a little blurb about the EPA and the different reasons why a contractor will work with them. And here we have the same table. And again, looking at all the different contractors here in the leftmost column, again, the type of work they do, some of their key locations, a career page, and again, the college that we thought best aligned well. If we just take a look at maybe the Research Triangle Institute located in Durham and Washington, D.C. We'll go to their career page. We can click Search for Jobs there. Click Find Jobs. And again, you can find all the jobs they have listed, again, whether they be internships, full-time, part-time work, etc. Coming back to this document, the final thing we wanted to make note of is the Works Cited page. So we actually ensured that the artificial intelligence program, Gemini, actually listed to us where it pulled all of its information and data from. That way, you can go through all these websites or blogs or articles and the different sources that Gemini pulled from to actually help us compile this report. You may be able to find some additional information that is not within this particular report that may be helpful for you, so I would definitely check out that Works Cited page. We hope that this document has been helpful for you if you're trying to find employment opportunities within the environment that work with our nation's public lands. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Career Center or your college-specific assistant director for additional help. Go Beavs, you guys got this.